Hey guys, my name is Dennis, I'm a bike mechanic. This video will be dedicated to online shopping and I will show you how to choose a good bike that will be not too high-end and with decent quality so that it will bring you fun with less hassles. For instance, this bike, that's Antier 750 bucks. The guy learned in a hard way how to choose the proper bike. So he replaced his brakes to hydraulic ones. He replaced his fork to a nice with air suspension. He replaced his battery. That how looks like his controller. And eventually he brought me this bike and asked me to install this new electric kit. So basically that's gonna be the whole new bike. The frame will be old and cheap and the components will be absolutely different. A few criteria that I would like to mention before I will show you online shopping on Amazon. First of all, look at the cables. If you see a bunch of cable like this going into the controller, it means that you will have this situation there. So for instance, if you want to replace a throttle or display or whatever, you would have to unwind everything to disconnect it from controller. Instead of this situation, here how it works. That's the wire harness. These are the controls for that will eventually go here. So these are two brakes, this is the throttle, and this is the display. So if you need to change something, you don't unwind everything, you just unplug, request the broken part, put it, plug it, that's it. And also the fact that you will have only one cable makes the look of the bike way more sleek. Second thing, this is the harness that goes to the motor. His old motor has this cable, so when you get a flat on a rear wheel, you won't be able to unplug the wheel from the bike and do it aside. So that's another point. I will show you on the computer on Amazon shopping which bikes would I buy for myself.
Hey guys, so we are at the computer looking for an e-bike to buy online. I will look for three categories: folding, regular, and cargo e-bike. So let's start with the bike that I would advise you to avoid. These bikes are roughly very cheap, approximately very cheap, $610 plus $20 shipping. Let's take a closer look at this Antier bike. So first of all, I would like to say a few words about the controller, because this is the part that breaks the most frequently on cheap bikes. The motor will stay for quite a long because it's very simple construction. The battery has also a very primitive design, and most problematic thing is the controller. So if you look at all of these wires that are going through and going into the controller, it is located here. So try to avoid this configuration. It is the cheapest and the less reliable, so eventually you will have a bunch of crap like I showed you before. The next bike that I would like to mention is Oyama. It has mechanical disc brakes. If you take a closer look, you see that all the components are going into the wire harness, which goes at the goes inside. Here is the controller compartment, and folds really nice, not really big weight. So this is one of the bikes. So what's the price for that thing? $13.49. Not bad. Why not? Specs: 36 volts, Shimano 8-speed. So Oyama is one of the folding bike that I would take a look. The next bike, it would be ebikes. Okay, we have here rear wheel, controller here, battery here, folding, tail light, and a headlight. Well, those are not really strong, but better than nothing. Also, it has an option to mount something in the front. You can put some luggage on these mounts. Folding mechanism. Electric bike reviews. Oh yeah, you see that? So you can use something in the front, and also use the rear rack. Also, please take note that this bike has a fender set and a rear rack, which is really nice for the street. And the price is $1,600, and free shipping. Okay, next one. London Citizen e-bike. It's a very small bike. The battery is mounted in the down tube. Controller is not really good because I see here a bunch of wires here, especially. You see that there. If you need to fix something, for instance, you broke the throttle or you broke the display, you need to unwind everything. That's tedious, not really pleasant. It's a tiny source of transportation. When I go into the city, I know that there is no parking or very expensive one, so I park my car far away, then take electric bike, folding e-bike or folding scooter, also electric, and cruise from my free parking over the bridge to the place of my destination. With the small folding bikes, mechanical disc brakes are okay. Because you don't need that much stopping power. I will look through regular mountain e-bikes, and I found here, for instance, Magnum Peak. So this bike goes at $2,100. On the other hand, I can show you Moscow Plus. It is quite the same bike, the same design, the same decals, but just rebranded. So why the price is so different? $1,579 versus $2,100. The reason is that Magnum sells its bikes to bike dealers, to bicycle shops, and when you buy the bicycle from the bike shop, the bike is obligated to service your bike within a certain amount of time. That's the first thing. Second thing is that the bike seller is making the branch, so it just takes some efforts to build a network. Now, speaking about these guys, as far as I understood, they bought the same model from China, rebranded it, and I didn't find any other sources where you can buy Moscow bikes except of the Leon Cycles. They just bought a whole bunch of bikes and selling them, skipping skipping the bike shops. In this case, when you hit the problem, it will be much more difficult for you to fix the bike, especially if there is no like qualified e-bike dealer. But you'll save $600. Okay, let's go further. Himiway as the fat e-bike. This bike is in the middle of the cargo and a fat bike. Look at that big rack. So theoretically you can transport your friend here down to your battery. Mechanical disc brakes. I would honestly mount here hydraulic ones. Lookout on the front fork. Have twist throttle plus index shifter. Strong headlight. And how much does this bike goes for? $1,500. From the first side, not bad. Okay, let's go next. So that's the Moscow that we already saw. Oh yeah, this is the Moscow. So see all buying options and ships from Leon Cycle. So they sell their bikes on Amazon. For the I looked through, for instance, this all-terrain full suspension e-bike. I would avoid from that thing. Instead of a full suspension, I would rather install a suspension seat post. Instead, if you want a full suspension mountain bike like that, specialized turbo, $2,800. Yes, it's a bit pricey, but these bikes are really nice because that's specialized. These guys are leading in full suspension technologies. Okay, but let's not get carried away. The third category is the cargo bikes, and I would like say a few words about Turn GSD. This is the best cargo bike I have ever seen. Yes, the price is pretty high. If you add a second battery right here, then the price would be like over $5,000. But who would use the cargo bike? Those people who live in the city, who wants to avoid the traffic, bring their kids to school or kindergarten, then take them back. You don't need this bike in a rural area. So first of all, sizes, dimensions of this bike are fits. You can, if you need to transport it, you can put it on a hitch rack, and this bike does not exceed dimensions of regular 29-inch bikes because of small wheel size. Those are 20-inch wheels. First thing. Second thing, they offer a whole bunch of accessories, different panniers, different bags. You can mount here 2 child seat. You can mount here a huge rack in the front. Yeah, you see, you can child seat, rack. Okay, gone. You can make it as your second car. Especially living in the city, that's a great option. I would love to have one. Another point is that this bike, you see these dots here, so you can mount it vertically, like here, and it will stay. It will not occupy half of your bedroom. It's really convenient. It has a mid-drive Bosch system. Maximum speed is 20 miles an hour. Strong hydraulic brakes. Magura. and I saw a lot of people in New York City who are riding these bikes to take their kids to different places. Okay, the next bike, Blake's Paca. Direct drive motor. So when you press the brake, the motor will slow you down and bring some juice back into the motor, into the battery. Also, it has, as you can see, 2 batteries, which are really nice for that price. Having 2 batteries, it's nice. I saw it has options with child seats. You see this cage where for the bigger rider in the back. So it also has front mount. Nothing really special here. Tail light, brakes. Unfortunately, it has mechanical disc brakes. They are quite, especially the rear brake will be very soft. So I recommend you to switch it into hydraulic disc brake. So what am I talking about is that the longer the housing, and as you can see, the housing here is pretty much long. It goes through the frame, then comes out, and this is one hose. So the longer the hose, when you pressing the brake, the hose tries to compress a little bit. It has a little bit play. So the longer the hose, the more compression, the more play of the hose will be. The next cargo bike I found here now, Max Cargo, 750 watts, 48 volts battery. Also, nothing really special here. Direct drive motor, which is good. $1,600, so it's quite compatible with Paca, Blake's Paca. Another is Yuba, but this Yuba is really huge. It is so long, so big, and the price. Oh yeah, choosing between these and GSD, I would definitely stop with the GSD. So guys, that's pretty much it. First of all, please try to avoid buying e-bikes below $1,000. Try to choose hydraulic disc brakes. And the third thing is look at the warranty. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.